So about large language models and the way they use words and what it means for humans. I was thinking about this whole relationship between LLMs and words and humans and words, and it's completely different in the sense that in the real world, humans will be triggered by certain words, certain emotions, certain memories, even certain desires will be triggered by words. Whereas with LLMs, it's something different that, well, perhaps we don't understand the entirety of it, but it's definitely not organic, at least not yet. And I was thinking about this because I was having this conversation with my brother in which I was telling him, well, if you want to practice English and you now have no one to talk to, well, why don't you talk to ChatGPT? And well, he does, but the thing is that it doesn't really the exact same thing. And I understand why, because when you speak a language, you need to have conversations with someone because that's what language is for, because that's what allows you to modulate the whole thing. And I think it is very interesting because it says things about human communication that are not implicit in the comprehension of LLMs. You see the person, you interact with the person, and you assume things about the person, and you try to predict the behavior of the other person, and so on and so on. It's a human thing. And in this process, words are used correctly or incorrectly. It depends. It varies. But yeah, it's completely different. And I was also thinking about this with translation. When you're translating a text, you're also thinking about the social implications of the words. You're thinking about the intention of the author, what it means for you as a translator, what it means for the audience, and so on and so on. So even when LLMs at some point will do perfect translations, at least in theory, I mean, that perfect translation doesn't exist, but well, you get what I mean. Even when it is like that, I think it is important to think about the way words are used and the way words have certain implications. Mm, it's interesting. I mean, it's a whole universe just dealing with words and how you deal with words and the way other people deal with words and so on and so on. They are like, I don't know, bricks we use to build stuff, but they are also like parts of a bridge that we are trying to go through. And it's a human experience. So even though LLMs are incredible, I think that the human intention and the human choice is still essential, at least to communicate with each other and choose what we want to say. At least for now, that's how I feel. So I have been using Claude specifically to discuss certain topics of translation and discuss certain translation choices and so on, and it's been a rich experience. However, I do believe that in in this terrestrial world, we still need to communicate with each other about what is important to us and about what we need. So I think that's what we have to have in mind whenever you're writing, whenever you're translating, whenever you're practicing a foreign language. Think about what it implies for you as a human and what it means to talk to other people. Because I think, of course, we have also forgotten about how to communicate effectively, properly, and transparently. We need to keep an eye on that because AI will be everywhere at some point, and the hybrid dialogues are there, I believe, for specific solutions and not to make communication, human communication, harder. So let's not neglect human communication. Let's not neglect ourselves and the way we talk to each other for our own good and for the best of humanity, I guess. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Just let's keep an eye on what on the role of language for us, even though we use LLMs every day. So, bye bye.